Hey, I was just talking with a friend of mine, and suggested that I make a video of what my life was like with undiagnosed ADHD, just to show people that they aren't alone and that everything that they're going through is totally normal. So I guess I'll just start off with high school. I was the perfect student, if you want to call it. I sat in class, I didn't say anything, maybe I doodled a little bit too much, but I didn't disturb. I did my work, handed it in on time, that sort of thing. But internally, I wasn't perfect. I was not feeling good. I would literally be sitting in class, sometimes shaking because I was so nervous that the teacher was going to ask me a question. If they would, sometimes the teacher is going to start asking random people to answer questions. Well, that's when I would be shaking like a leaf in my seat. I'm sure there was a puddle underneath me, nice big old sweat stains, that sort of thing. So high school was tough. If there was a Look, sometimes the teacher would be talking and I wouldn't be paying attention, but I could tell that we were supposed to do something because everybody would start to move around. So I'd just ask my friend, like, what are we supposed to be doing? What did the teacher say? That sort of thing. I figured out just how I learn. If I would try and sit beside the smartest person in the class and get them to explain to me what was going on, what we had to do, how it worked, and then I would do well. But if I had to just sit there and listen to the teacher describe how they got to an answer that I didn't actually get in the first place, I usually just copied from my friends, it didn't work for me. I really needed the one-on-one learning. What else? So basically, loud noises would distract me. Now that I look back on it, all the lights that are in schools are probably too bright for me. I would always have headaches. I didn't eat proper breakfast, which are huge. I would just have peanut butter on toast, and at the door my lunch would be lettuce with olive oil and a cookie from the calf. That is really not ideal to get you through the day. But I was in high school and I did whatever I wanted and I didn't listen to my parents, and I had to make a lunch in the 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Sorry, I was totally distracted by my phone and I just turned it off. Sometimes, I was a classic snoozer. I didn't get out of bed until I had 2 minutes to get ready, to throw on clothes, put on some mascara. I ran upstairs. My sister would be so mad because she would be the one who would have to make my lunch so we wouldn't be late, or just help me rush out the door. It's just it's so funny to look back on it now because I should have had all these systems in place for myself. My clothes should have been laid out the night before. My lunch should have already been done. Just little things like that would have really helped me. But also a huge part of it was that I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go to school. School wasn't interesting to me. I had an amazing social life though. I loved my friends. That was awesome. But the actual school, I can't tell you what I learned in geography. I can't tell you what I learned in history. Plus they were French with words that I didn't know in English. Sometimes I would look up words because I'm what is that? And then I would look it up and I'd be okay, well, what is that word in English? And then they're teaching this to Anglophones. Good job, school system. But yeah, high school wasn't easy. Then CEGEP, you had to make decisions. You had to choose what you wanted to do. So I did science in high school. I did, at the beginning of the school year, I did physics and chemistry. Then I dropped physics because the first week I was what are you talking about? There's no way I'm going to get this. So I dropped physics. I stayed in chemistry, failed chemistry. So I wasn't going to go into sciences in CEGEP. So what I did was I did social sciences, which is basic basic, like, I have no idea what I want to do, let's go into social. Did that. Barely went to class. Only went to class because you had to go to class to pass. So I just did like the limit. If I would look back on CEGEP, I would say that I really needed to figure out what I wanted, what I liked, what Alyssa needed. And then I would have liked it and I would have attended classes. And also a huge one for me would have, like, I just didn't like class because I was so nervous. I was always nervous. I was a wreck. It's just weird to look back on now because I thought that was normal. It's not normal. You don't have to be that way. Yeah, so I did CEGEP. I graduated eventually. I think I did an extra year, an extra half semester. Graduated. Then I applied to university. I got in super last minute. I went into psychology. Then off to university. Not my thing. I procrastinated like insane. Then I would have like stress out freak attacks because I didn't do any of the work and it was like 9 p.m. the night before everything was due. Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't understand it. I don't read textbooks and just like take all the information in. I would, if I wanted to, like, example, I had a class on the brain. Every page had like 5 new parts of the brain that you had to know and learn what each part did. Like, you were just supposed to know it. I was like, what? I would have to spend probably like an hour to 2 on each page, which is insanity. Yeah, so that didn't work out. I did stick through it for a year. But yeah, so then I quit, and then my parents were like, well, Alyssa, you have to choose something. I really liked cooking. I liked creating dishes and that sort of thing, so I went to cooking school. I loved it. Cooking school was absolutely amazing. I think it was also like the social thing again, where like I loved my classmates, I loved my teachers, it was really fun. Then work. Real work. I didn't like it. I went into the like cooking world, shall we say, and I had so much difficulty. It was like, here, Alyssa, chop this whole bag of carrots. Okay. So like I literally would have to concentrate super hard on each carrot so I didn't like cut my finger off. And you know, employers don't really like that because you're supposed to go super fast because you're paid by the hour, so yeah, and I just, like, it was so stressful for me to always have to concentrate so hard on, like, the one carrot, and, yeah. So I ended up leaving that. Then my school had posted that they had, like, a new session for, Sommellerie and, waitressing, so I did that. I loved Sommellerie, but then, like cooking, I went into the real world, and I was like, where do I fit in? Like, no offense, but a lot of people in the industry are snobs. Big no offense, like, that's a huge generalization, but that's just what I came across. So yeah, didn't like that. Plus, like, you have to be like super into yourself and like, I'm the best, I know everything, and I'm like the opposite of that. I'm like, well, but I don't know this one thing of this one wine, like, how am I gonna sell it, blah blah blah, and like, yeah, no. So stopped that, and I was like, what am I going to do? I'll just get a real job. Yeah, I'll just end it here because there's no point in going on about that, but I just wanted to let you know that, you will figure yourself out. Get help if you're like that student in class like me. You don't have to be that way. It's okay that you are. If you're okay with it, then that's great, but you don't have to be that way and you don't have to feel that way. Yeah, so you're not alone. I hope this video was helpful for you, and have a good day.